Every summer from Maine to Florida, from Florida to Texas, and from Texas to California, and all points in between, young men gather together with one goal in mind: to be champions in the glorious game of football. For most of these young men, these dreams are just that, dreams. But for a select group, these dreams become reality when months of hard work pay off as they reach their ultimate goal. This is the story of one of these teams. This is Return to Glory, the story of the 2011 New Martinsville 5th and 6th grade Eagles. As the intense heat and humidity of summer was in full swing, the Martinsville Eagles began training camp with a new coaching staff headed by Pat Morandi. Early on, it was apparent the team was bonding together as the grueling physical regimen took its toll on the young Eagles' bodies. Training camps have long been a way for teams not only to get into top physical shape, but also to bond together as one unit with one heartbeat. Of course, sometimes unconventional methods are used as well. By the time August 13th rolled around, the Eagles are ready to hit people wearing uniforms of a different color. The annual Gritterama would provide the team and its coaches an opportunity to see how far along other teams in the league were. First up was a scrimmage with the Short Line Lumberjacks. From the very first play, it was apparent the Eagles had come ready to play, as number 12, Garrett Babe, recovered a Lumberjack fumble. Number 62, William Nice, had also come ready to bring the pain to the Eagles' cross-county rivals.
You doing lifting weights?
Yeah.
Let me see what you got. There you go.
When the Eagles took the field for offense, the story was no different. On the very first play from scrimmage, number 22, Hunter Partridge, took one to the house. And on the second play from scrimmage, number 7, Caleb Simpkins, followed suit. Not to be outdone, number 28, Patrick Morandi, found pay dirt on the Eagles' third offensive play. When it came time to showcase their passing attack, quarterback Garrett Babe hit number 5, Dakota Litton, in stride for the Eagle touchdown.
Do what I gotta do.
And what Simpkins had to do was show the Lumberjacks that the Eagles' offense was definitely not one-dimensional. The coaching staff was not afraid to use every weapon in their arsenal. Tight end Brooks Parsons was the recipient of yet another Garrett Babe touchdown pass. As the scrimmage was getting out of hand, everyone was getting in on the action. By the time the final whistle was blown, the Eagles had made it clear that they had intentions on dominating the league.
So, guys, good effort. All right, good job, guys, overall. Scrimmage, hitting something other on each other all over the last 3 weeks. And get an Eagles and get something to eat. Get one
I'll see you in a second.
Next up in the grid-orama for the Eagles was the Wheeling Bandits. Everything that seemed to be clicking perfectly for the boys from New Martinsville in their first scrimmage suddenly hit a roadblock as they matched up against their rivals from Ohio County. But there would be no time for panic, because first up in the regular season would be none other than the team they had just struggled so mightily against. With 2 weeks to prepare for the season opener following the Grittorama, the Eagles came into their matchup with Wheeling confident that they had fixed the mistakes of the scrimmage. As the sun beat down on the combatants, it would soon become clear who the real boss of the Ohio Valley Junior Football League was. Number 90, Brooks Parsons, got the Eagles off and running with a long, one-handed touchdown catch. By halftime, Parsons had scored all 14 of New Martinsville's points as the Bandits were being outdrawn and outshot on their home field. In the third quarter, Parsons shrugged off Wheeling defenders on his way to his third touchdown to give the Eagles a commanding 20-0 lead. And the Eagles kept piling it on. A far cry from their performance just 2 weeks before, New Martinsville totally dominated Wheeling for a 34-14 thrashing as an obvious message was sent. These Eagles were not to be messed with.
Eagles on three!
In the week leading up to last year's regular season affair with the Shortline Lumberjacks, tragedy befell the Eagle community when fullback Hunter Partridge lost his mother and grandmother in a tragic accident. The Lumberjacks displayed lots of class during a very trying time for the young men of New Martinsville. This season, it was the Lumberjacks dealing with a tough loss as they lost their coach, J.D. Dallison, just days before this Week 2 game. The Eagles jumped out to an early 2-touchdown lead following Partridge's jaunt to Pater, but it was clear that sportsmanship and goodwill would be the theme of the day. The overmatched Lumberjacks found themselves in a 28-0 halftime hole, but Eagles coach Pat Morandi would not allow the score to get any worse. Showing the compassion of a true leader, Morandi and his staff decided to play it close to the vest in the second half. When the Lumberjacks scored a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, they honored their fallen coach, and no one on either side of the field could help but feel good for the boys from Shortline. At the end of the day, these are just boys playing a game. The lessons taught of sportsmanship and compassion, and the lessons taught of supporting your neighbors in times of crisis are lessons these young men will carry with them for a lifetime. As the Eagles entered Week 3, they couldn't help but wonder if the Tyler Tigers' bark was worse than their bite. The much improved Tigers came into the game fired up, but would it be enough to take down the mighty Eagles? New Martinsville's Patrick Morandi sure didn't think so, as the Eagles took a 6-0 lead. Tigers, however, were not intimidated. A long pass play to Logan Hiley and the subsequent 2-point conversion would have the Eagles trailing for the first time in the 2011 season. Tigers were gaining confidence, but as the old saying goes, the Lord giveth and 100 partridge taketh away. A barreling run up the sidelines by Partridge, and a Caleb Simpkins touchdown run followed by a 2-point conversion pass to Brooks Parsons would put the Eagles up to stay. pressure was on the New Martinsville defense to deliver, and deliver they did, one crushing blow after another.
I was mad, and I like to bite people's heads off, because I hate kitty cats.
Leo Herrick didn't seem so fond of his feline nemesis either. As the game wore on, the Eagles seized complete control. Even center Austin Klug got in on the scoring frenzy by scoring his only points of the season on a fumble recovery in the end zone.
How'd you feel about scoring your first points?
Good.
How'd that happen?
Hunter fumbled the ball and I just picked it up and ran in.
As the fourth quarter wound down, the Eagles had once again lined up against a tough opponent and had once again dominated that opponent. Gears of the Eagle machine were greased up and the engine was running at full throttle. game of the season was yet another encounter with the Bandits of Wheeling. And much like the last time these two teams met, the Eagles came into the game looking to deliver an early knockout blow to a team that had championship aspirations of their own. Garrett Bay, the interception, got New Martinsville off and running. Hunter Partridge's bruising style of running set an early tone. In shades of their first encounter with Wheeling, Brooks Parsons lit up the scoreboard for the first tally of the game on a pass from Garrett Bay. Parsons also roughed up the Wheeling offense from his position at defensive end. As day turned to night, the Eagles had another trick up their sleeve. Lining up as a running back for the first time in the 2011 season, Parsons was about to show the Bandits just how versatile the Martinsville offense really was. The Eagles were manhandling the Bandits, and there was nothing Wheeling could do about it. By halftime, New Martinsville was in complete control, and the onslaught would not stop. Brooks Parsons notched his second consecutive 3-touchdown performance against Wheeling. Caleb Simpkins capped the scoring for the day on this touchdown run, and the Eagles walked away as 34-8 victors.
Come here, he's smacking his mouth. We're dominating the game.
Good moods and good pranks were aplenty as the Eagles prepared for their final regular season matchup. Eagles' encounter with the Frontier Cougars would be played without starting tailback Caleb Simpkins. But not to fear, converted tight end Brooks Parsons eased the minds of his teammates and coaches when he took his first touch of the game to the house. Hunter Partridge got the Eagles on the board again by doing what it is that Hunter Partridge does, run people over. Number 86, Jack Booth, made an acrobatic catch for the 2-point conversion. Brooks Parsons and company were off to the races once again. It was now completely obvious that the Eagles were the cream of the crop in the league. If they weren't missing a beat when one of their star players set out the game, who was going to stop them? Certainly not Frontier, if Patrick Morandi and Gage Adams had anything to say about it. Frontier Cougars couldn't even win the battle of getting pumped up, as center Austin Kluth made sure of. Sure couldn't win the battle of field position either, and even though this touchdown pass was called back on a penalty, this pass to Leo Herrick wasn't. And even when the Eagles had a miscue, they had each other's backs and turned them into scores. But the miscues were few and far between. As the final whistle blew, the Eagles were once again winners in convincing fashion, this time by a score of 34-6. The sky was the limit as the playoffs loomed, and it seemed as though there was nothing that could keep New Martinsville from the championship they craved oh so much. On their very first play from scrimmage in their semifinal battle with the Tyler County Tigers, Garrett Babe hit Brooks Parsons for a 70-yard touchdown pass down the middle of the field. Try as they might, Logan Hiley and the Tigers were no match for the speed of number 90. Tigers were also no match for the running of Caleb Simpkins.
I just run.
Nor were they a match for the arm of Garrett Babe. Nor were they a match for the incredible defense of William Nice.
I got a lot of tackles. Some of them were sacks.
What happened?
Well, everybody bit on Brooks, so I got open. And Garrett saw me and hit me. And I got a touchdown.
Nor were they a match for the hard-nosed Hunter Partridge. It seemed as though they weren't quite a match for anything the Eagles had to offer. Eagles were moving on to the championship and were eager to get the monkey from last year's championship defeat off their back.
Love my monkey.
I told you at the beginning of the year that I don't like to lose, and it ain't happening today.
As in the previous two matchups with Wheeling, the Eagles got off to a quick start. Leo Herrick provided the first score of the game for the Eagles by getting the first touchdown of his football career.
It was a beautiful, beautiful pass.
Martinsville was flying high and hitting hard. Hunter Partridge and the Eagles were well on their way to bringing the trophy home.
When I got the ball, because I didn't really know what to do since I've never touched the ball in a game before. I've never touched the ball in practice before.
Late in the game, the coaching staff decided to reward Chandler Anderson for all his hard work by giving him the first carry of his career.
Pretty sweet.
When the smoke cleared and the dust settled, the New Martinsville Eagles had defeated the Wheeling Bandits for the third time in the 2011 season. This time for the championship, and this time by blanking the Bandits 20-0. In a season that began with such promise, the 2011 New Martinsville Eagles took on and defeated all challengers. And when all was said and done, there was only one thing that could be said about this group of young men and their coaches. They were champions.
#1 champions.
He was awesome. Very, 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 very.
How good? Say, we're number 1.
We're number 1.
Hey, good job. Good job.
Feels great. I never felt this in my life because last year we didn't win. We got second place. That was awesome.
What about you?
What?
What do you think about this season?
It was awesome. We won every game. Best we could do.
Best game ever.
How's it feel to be champions?
Good. Awesome. Awesome. Good job, bud.
How's it feel to be a champion?
Pretty good.
So I can't believe it got caught back though, because I'm pretty sure it was just like a fumble. I wish he would have dropped it on the ground first, so I would have been able to actually get the ball and run and get our touchdown. Well, it was pretty fun, especially because it's a championship game.
Well, that was an awesome job today. How's it feel to be a champion?
Pretty good.
Where are you going now?
Pizza Hut.
Now you won the big championship. What are you going to do next?
We're